Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. This is episode 305, as well as day 305 of my journey. At the beginning of the year, I challenged myself to run 365 days in a row, all outside, bearing the elements, whatever they may bring. I also challenged myself to run 1,500 miles within this time frame. I also challenged myself to run 2 races within this time frame. One of those races being a 50K ultra marathon trail race. That was the Yankee Springs 50K trail race. That was on June 5th, 2021, day 156 of my journey. I was able to finish that 31-mile race within 7 hours, 15 minutes, and 22 seconds. The next race that was coming up within this yearly time frame was the Detroit Free Press Marathon. I challenged myself to run the Motor City Challenge within that race of the Free Press Marathon, which entailed me to run the competitive 1 mile and the competitive 5K the day before the actual marathon. The 1 mile and 5K were on day 289, the marathon being on day 290. I was shooting for a sub-4 marathon time. Was able to finish that marathon within 3 hours, 57 minutes, and 28 seconds. So that is a PR for me. Really excited about that time. Like I said, that was on day 290 of running that 26-mile marathon. So I was able to not only run those big races, but to keep the streak alive because we are currently on day 305 in a row. So I was able to run that 31-mile race and that 26-mile race and run the following days to keep the streak alive. But let's talk about actual mileage here for the day today of 305. Today is the beginning of a month and the beginning of a week. So for the day today, I put in 5 miles. So that put me at 5 miles for the week as well as 5 miles for the month. But for the year, we are sitting at 1,364.4 miles. So we are 135.6 miles away from that yearly goal of 1,500 miles. But we're going to focus in on these monthly miles. Currently sitting at 5. Every single month, I challenge myself to do a 100-mile challenge. I do it in honor of a charity in which I donate money to, as well as start a coinciding fundraiser to try to raise money and awareness for throughout that month. So for the first 10 months now, we were actually able to raise money for 10 great charities. Now we're sitting here within the 11th month, the month of November, and we're raising money for yet another great charity. November's 100-mile challenge this month is in honor of Movember. So if you would like to donate to this month's fundraiser of Movember, which also kind of coincides with why I have just the mustache here, I am rocking it out for Movember. If you'd like to donate to this month's fundraiser, you can find the link to do so on the Defining Discipline Instagram or Facebook story, or my personal page's Instagram or Facebook story. Within the stories, all you do is you click on the link. It'll open up the Facebook page where you can make your donations. All donations that get made go directly to this cause. Facebook is not taking any percentage or portion of your donations, so keep that in mind when you are making these donations. Other than that, I do know times are tough and not everyone can afford to make donations right now. If that is the case and you'd still like to help out, the next best thing you could do is click on that share button. And we're trying to raise awareness for Movember this month. Possibly you could even grow out a mustache in honor of Movember. So we are trying to raise awareness for it as well. So click on that share button and ask other people as well to share it. Maybe even put it on your stories. It disappears in 24 hours if you put it on your stories. So that way it's not just on your page, forever. If that's what you are worried about. Other than that, guys, let's just kind of get ready to get into today's episode. But as always, before we get right into the actual episode, we're going to discuss today's word of the day. And today's word of the day is inane. Inane means lacking significance, meaning, or point. So that is today's word of the day, which we will screenshot because that's a pretty good word of the day. Synonyms are silly, empty, or insubstantial. All right. Now, for today's actual episode, episode 305. Today's theme is refresh. And I wanted to talk about refresh for a couple reasons today. One being it's a new month, so that is refreshing. Two being we are on the tail end here of kicking COVID. Still testing positive, but all symptoms have been gone. Just feeling great. Every day getting my getting back into the groove of everything. It's been nice, so feeling refreshed in that, as well as getting out there and kind of changing up my running routes here to try to keep things fresh, to kind of refreshen them up, and to not just continuously do the same droning run over and over again. Doing that 1.5 mile run there, just going up and down the block for 10 days or whatever it was, after that marathon and then getting COVID and just being stuck on that route, it was very, very mind-numbing. And to kind of get something refreshing and new and something to kind of reinvigorate, running out there, it's nice. So that's what today's episode is kind of about. But it's, I want to do a refreshing month as well. I really want to shoot for some mileage this month. I don't have a race, specifically signed up for and lined up, but I do have one in mind that I want to get ready for. It's a little bit farther out, but still in this month, I really want, to get out there and put in some good mileage. And I want to get out there in some good parks as well and get some refreshing, nature views out there. It's so nice throughout the summer when I was able to get out there on the trail, and even in the trail in the fall, so beautiful. So to hopefully get out there, be able to get into the woods and get some refreshing runs in that way as well. But in general, I just want to have a really refreshing month this month, to be able to get out there and to really pump out lots and lots of miles. This 1,500 mile goal seems like it's going to be very, very attainable. Not that I want to, slow down just to make it. I want to actually kind of really crush it. So to see how far I can push it this year, it was originally going to be 1,250 was the goal, for the yearly mileage, and then I pushed it up to 1,500, and now it seems like we're gonna pass that. So it'd be just interesting to see how far I can take the mileage this year, especially knowing that last year I was only able to run 1,000 miles within 175 days that I ran last year, because I didn't run every single day in a row. But being able to really spread it out this year and run every single day in a row, it's been a great challenge. So I want to really attack this month with a refreshed mind and a refreshed body. Really get in there and put in some miles. I almost really pushed myself yesterday to go out there. I did do just the under a 5 mile run. It was 4.96. I should have just added that little bit, that 0.4 to get that even 5, but I didn't. So it came up as 4.9 yesterday. So I did, get that running, but I really had to kind of slow myself down because I wanted to really finish out October with a good, decent mileage itself. 115 wasn't bad, but I had really thought of adding, doing a half marathon yesterday. But I was like, you know what? No, just save all of this for November. Have a refreshed month where you just go into November, refresh mind, kind of a refreshed body, and really attack it. And let's see what we can get here. In July I was able to push the 200 miles in a month, so I got that in July. Maybe not exactly replicate it by hitting 200, but let's see what we can go with. And I don't want to overdo it and take my body out of commission, but let's definitely pump up the miles and let's get some good, like I said, refreshing miles. That's the goal for this month. And like I said, I went out there today and I've kind of changed up my actual routes a bit to be more refreshing, because doing the same routes over and over again, it gets kind of dull, it gets kind of boring. It can definitely make you be like, I make you not want to get out there and continue to run. So to kind of switch it up and go down different streets and be like, oh, today I'm gonna do a 5 mile run, but I'm gonna go down here and then switch it up a little bit. Like I've been adding in a little bit of a bridge that crosses over into like City Hall area. I've added that in the last 2 days, which is kind of nice. And then thinking with the idea of the mileage I want to get, I'm gonna probably run down to Wyandotte the next few days and kind of do a couple different routes while I'm down there to try to get some mileage. So we'll see where everything ends up, but just trying to keep everything refreshing and refreshed, and trying to stay refreshed. Trying to attack every day with good energy, good strength, get some good rest as well throughout this month. That is going to be key. So it's just a refreshing feeling knowing this is how I'm going to be attacking this month. It's refreshing just to know that I'm kind of getting back on track, especially after running the marathon and then getting hit with COVID directly after, almost, to kind of really hold me back. So looking forward to this month and a new refreshed perspective and refreshing way to attack it in general. So excited about it and really looking forward to getting into some mileage this month and some fun. So really excited. So for your daily discipline today, day 305, it is to do the same. It is to have a refreshed kind of mindset and a body. Go out there and really start new. Do something that's refreshing, that's going to make you feel better, that's going to get some goals. We just did yesterday's episode of Month in Review, where you kind of reviewed last month. So how are you going to get refreshed today to really attack today's month and today's goals? So when I talk to you in a month from now and I ask you to review your month of November, you can start it off with just today being a good, refreshing day that really got you back on your feet to start obtaining those goals that you wanted to get done here throughout this month of November as well. So that is your daily discipline for the day today, day 305. Other than that, I do want to thank you guys so much for following along and listening to this podcast. 305 days. We are 60 days out from getting this goal done as well, of running every single day this year here in the year of 2021. So really excited about that. Thank you guys for following along. This is the Defining Discipline Podcast. I am your host, Scott. This is episode 305, Refresh. If you guys can, please give this podcast a like, a subscribe, a follow, a share on our Facebook, our TikTok, our YouTube, our Instagram, whatever podcast streaming platform you've been listening along and following along on as well. And again, guys, just thank you so much. If you guys can, please get your donations in for this new month's fundraiser of which is in honor of Movember. Get your mustaches on as well for the month of Movember, and share the fundraiser as well for the month of November in honor of Movember. That was a lot of Novembers and Movembers right there at the end of the episode, guys. I apologize for that. Other than that, though, I will see you guys tomorrow for episode 306. And until then, stay disciplined. Get your daily discipline done. Peace out.